Thank you for clicking on this. I'll try not to let you down. I'm going to give you basically a recommendation, not just a review, for The Richest Man in Babylon. It was written in 1926 by George Samuel Clason, or is it Clason? Now, I'm no financial expert, but who is? But I have come a long way, and I can say that this book has been pretty much the foundation of it. The way it's written, it sounds kind of like the Bible, basically just a bunch of parables, but they have really good wisdom that comes out of them. It's really an awesome story. I know some people can't follow that type of text, but if you can, I recommend it. I'm going to be recommending books that you can just listen to on YouTube. I'm also going to review some on YouTube. I'm already getting through some that I'm not sure I'd recommend, but I have to do something after I listen to it. So now I'm a gold stacker. I'm a silver stacker. I mean, I even like stocks, cryptocurrencies, you name it. But primarily gold and silver, I have to have those. You know what I mean? Like when I have money, when my cash gets too high, I have to put it in metals. I'm not feeling too bad about that decision lately. I'm in the middle of the the shutdown for the pandemic, and everything seems to be crashing. Even the metals crashed at first. I can't believe how high the premiums are. Even if I wanted to sell them, I mean, I don't think there's anybody open to buy them. And I mean, I guess the bank's open now. I can go get them out of the safety deposit box. The metals just recovered their value, and I don't think they're about to stop. I think it's about to get wilder. Frankly, how could it go any other way? But I know that most of my subscribers are metal stackers because of the stacking videos we've been doing and unboxing videos. And I would like to say that this book definitely helped me stack more silver and gold in a regular fashion, which means like I didn't have to save up for large amounts of it. I just incrementally bought over the years, and I think that turns out to be way better. But not just silver and gold. I invested the 10% that I saved, and that's one of the things this book tells you is save 10% of your income. Maybe don't focus on saving 10%, just focus off living off the 90%, because that first 10% gets put away immediately. When I first started doing that years ago, I just took a box and cut a hole in it and started throwing cash in it. Before you know it, there was quite a bit in there. And then I would take that money and buy gold with it and other things, whatever I thought I could make some money off of. Some things faster than others. But I did not consume any of that money. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did have some periods where I made mistakes. If you're not used to saving, you get to a point where you save up so much that you're ready to, you have ideas of what you could do with it. Pretty much everyone I know that's saved up substantial amounts of money have gone through that period. I used to think if I had to boil down this book, that would be it. That 10%, save 10% of everything. Just live off 90% of what you make. Think about it. I mean, if you were eating a sandwich, you could eat 90% of it and be fine. So over time, what you start to realize is that when you live off the 90%, you don't really miss that 10%. The only problem is that 10% grows. That's why I would put it in a box so I couldn't see it. Grows and starts to have ideas, and money starts calling you to do things with it until you get over that, which I think I'm getting better at that. I'm not as impulsive. I'm naturally boring now. I've worked hard to get this way. Emotion and finance just don't work together. And the more I study finance, the less I like dramatic highs and lows emotionally. But that 10%, saving that 10% was not just the main thing anymore, because I realized some other lessons that I really got some value out of. After getting used to living on 90%, well, I had some outstanding debts in the thousands of dollars each. And what it said was to live off 70%, take 20% of what you make and use that to pay back bills. Not just to pay the bills that you have, but to pay back the debts. Doesn't count for like the running bills, but like debts that you've had, and still save the 10% at the same time. So the whole time you're digging yourself out of this pit, but as soon as you hit zero, you don't have zero. You actually have a substantial amount saved. So you never hit zero when you're coming out of debt. You just come out of debt and then boom, you're ahead. Really nice. And I would say like the next thing that I learned from this book was making sure if you're taking advice from somebody or hiring somebody for something, that they're actually qualified. And that's big, because we always want opinions from our friends and family about certain things. As much as you care about them, they're likely not qualified. Or if you're trying to get a deal, getting your car repaired, not taking it to, quite the 4 or 5 star mechanic to save some money, a lot of times you'll find out that comes back to bite you too. At least it did for me. I was getting really irritated. So this is just a recommendation. I don't want to go over the whole book, but this book is actually free on YouTube. You can just listen to it in audio format. Just type in audiobook, The Richest Man of Babylon. I think you could just even type in The Richest Man of Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon. Yeah, right? The Richest Man in Babylon. It's about 4.5 hours, but you can do it in pieces. You can do it. I thoroughly recommend it. And if you do read it or are going to read it or have any questions about it, feel free to comment. Get a discussion going. Be fantastic. It'll be productive. Well, I think I'm going to end it here. I wanted to keep this brief because I'm learning how to set up the headliner autogram format. So hopefully, if you're watching this, there's a nice little wave going across the middle of the screen, and I have a nice cover sheet on there. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe if you already haven't, and please comment. Thanks a lot.